You don't know me. I don't know you. Most of us don't really even know each other. At least not as much as we think we would like to. The idea that we understand better than others do about themselves is something that seems to be a common theme. A lot of people tend to make a lot of assumptions about others in order to, perhaps it makes it easier for us to interact with other people if we have a certain image in our minds of what that person's like, or how they're supposed to act, or how they've acted in the past. And I know because, just like you, I've been exposed to it my entire life. Not just others' judgments about me. That's small potatoes. I learned long ago to take criticism and move on. I've got better things to do than defend who I am. Unless somebody's claiming me of being a murderer or some kind of a horrible person, then I, most of the time, just don't care. If somebody says I'm stubborn or they say I'm arrogant, say you're welcome to believe what you want. But because of the misunderstandings people have about me, the things that I've learned about other people are on equal footing with that knowledge that I've learned, based on what other people have taught me, by the claims that people have made about myself, about what they think I think, or what they think I believe, which I leave quite open-ended a lot of the time. I've had so many interactions with people who assume that I'm a certain way on the internet, for example. That's just one side of it. But then there's, let's say, home life, family life, or friends, friend groups, people you haven't seen in years, for example, who you might run across and they're instantly going to assume you're the same person you were before. And you're not. I should say, I'm not. But many people are. Many people do remain very consistent through their lives, and I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It just is. But I try hard not to assume that people I knew when I was in high school are still the way they were when we were in high school, right? But I often have found that people don't give that same respect to others. You find people saying this about so-and-so or so-and-so. Like, let's say you had a friend who had big problems when he was a kid, and then they get themselves into trouble when they're older, and another friend's talking, a couple of friends are talking about them saying, oh, you know what happens when he does this or does that. He always gets himself in trouble, or herself. And not realizing that that other person has been through a lot in their life, that they've learned how to deal with things on their own terms. When I was 20 years old, I was dumb as rocks. Now, I wasn't a dumb person. I mean, I was intelligent. I was well-read, had great grammar. I had a lot of knowledge that I tried to entertain in my mind, but I was 20. By the time I was 30, I figured I had a little bit more dialed. Lo and behold, at 45 years old, I realized that I was a complete idiot at both of those ages. And that makes me well aware that when I'm 60, I'll look back on being 45 and say you were an idiot as well. And I think this is kind of the crux of this conversation, the main point I wanted to make, which is that life is what it is. We put ourselves down and we put others down, and we try to navigate through this world by making assumptions about other people. It's what we do, but not just people, but situations, ideas.